Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Remote Creations, and I am bringing you my final Thursday card for the Till Death Do Us Craft series. We will all be gathering together on the 31st on Halloween to share a final project, so stay tuned for that. All 8 of us will be posting on that day. So what I have here is a black panel of cardstock, a spooky eye stencil, which is from Brutus Monroe, and my Versamark ink pad. So I am just smushing the ink pad through the stencil, trying to get good coverage. The thing to note that I didn't show is that I coated the back of this stencil with pixie spray before I started. A good amount of pixie spray, and I don't think I let it dry enough. Or maybe pixie spray does this. I'm not really sure. Has anybody else had this issue? If so, leave me a comment below to figure out if it's just me, user error, or what happened here. So once I get this smushed on quite a bit, I'm going to peel away the stencil, and you're going to be able to see faintly the eyes that are left in Versamark. But see how sticky that was to my piece of card, my card panel? Which the cardstock I'm using today is from Brutus Monroe, which is the Raven cardstock. I absolutely love this cardstock. So I'm also using Brutus Monroe glow-in-the-dark embossing powder, and I'm just using a coffee filter to catch the excess. And here's where I'm like, oh no, what did I do? So the pixie spray made my entire panel tacky. It left behind some sticky, and my embossing powder is now sticking to everything. But you could still see the details of the eyes, which I thought was kind of neat. So I decided to just roll with it. Completely covered it. Some of it was a little messier on the edges, but I'm going to trim this panel down anyway. So I'm going to get the embossing powder back into the container, because if I leave it sitting there, when I turn on the heat tool, I am going to manage to blow it all over the desk. We all know how that can be. So I'm going to heat set this off screen just to save some time. And see, it kind of faded a little bit. It's not as chalky. And so I'm going to trim it down using my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer into a slimline size. This one, I think I made smaller than a typical slimline card front, because what I'm going to make are 2 shaker cards. These are going to be completely, the whole panel will be a shaker card because we're going to use some acetate. Off screen, I also used the Brutus Monroe glitter paste, which is glow in the dark, on a second panel, which is right here, and use the same stencil. So one's really clean and one has that kind of weird pixie spray effect, but I kind of liked it. So I have some acetate, which is bigger than each of the panels that we're going to do today. And I'm going to take out my Martha Stewart scoreboard, and I'm going to use it to just score up against the cardstock on all 4 sides so that we can make this a wraparound shaker card. So there's no, because I don't own any slimline dies yet. I need to invest in some. So I didn't have anything that could make a border in order to hide all of my, buildings of the shaker. And I thought, I've done this once before. I can link the video. I did a Christmas card using a little gnome die set, and I did this complete shaker card, and I absolutely love it. I was going to try it with some vellum, but I don't feel like on this particular panel with the pixie spray that it would have shown up well enough, but that's another option. You could use vellum as your, instead of the acetate, so that would make just a different look, especially if you were using bright colors or anything that you had would show through the vellum. That would make it really neat. So I'm just taking my fingers and pressing down on these creases, and I will get my bone folder and really give them a good press. I'm going to do that on all of the sides, and then I'm just going to take my snips and I'm going to cut off the excess where the corners meet so it's not so bulky. And this will just help it to sit a little bit better. So once I get that completely, the corners all trimmed off, I'm going to take some double-sided adhesive. While I made this project, I thought, honestly, I had lost my mind. So when I take out the score tape that I'm going to use, I get it put down on the back of the panel, and I go to use it later on in the video. And of course I've edited all that out, but I just have to tell you, I couldn't find this roll of score tape. I looked for a silly amount of time for the score tape. Well, come to find out, I had taken the backing off of this card panel and threw the entire roll of score tape in the trash underneath my desk. So this would be why I wasn't able to find the roll of score tape that I had literally 30 seconds before. So I don't know if anybody's done anything like that. And sometimes I'm like, okay, it's time to just stop crafting because clearly I'm losing it. Or I need to clean because obviously my desk is a mess and I can't find something as simple as a roll of tape. But when you throw it away, it makes it a little bit harder to find because you're not looking in the trash. So if you can't find something, make sure to check the trash. So I'm going to undo the backing paper for 3 of the sides. You want to leave one of them because you have to have a place to put your shaker elements in. And if you adhere it all the way down right away, then you won't be able to get any of your shaker bits in here. So like I said, I'm going to fold over the 3 edges. And then I am using Sparkle Blends from the Halloween release in Monster Mash and Wicked Brew, a combination of them both in both of these shakers. I'm going to do them the exact same way, shaking in some, trying to be stingy, but yet make sure that I have enough because it's a slimline card, so there's quite a lot of space in there. You could really stuff them if you weren't a hoarder of your sequins. So once I make sure that I have enough of there, and that one big eyeball just gets me, I'll take off the excess backing, the one that's remaining, and press that down. So now everything is sealed in. This is ready to go on to a slimline card base, which I'm going to do in black. And I am going to do that for both of my panels. I put them together the exact same way. And then I'm going to put the double-sided adhesive along the back of the entire panel and adhere it down. And then I do that, like I said, off camera for the second one. And then I couldn't figure out, I didn't really want to cover up the front of my card with characters, but it needed something. I needed a sentiment that wasn't too small. I didn't want to stamp on the vellum, and that's not vellum, that's acetate. I didn't want to heat emboss on it because I figured I would melt it because that's my luck. So I broke out my Cricut and I found a font that I like, and I did Happy Halloween. And I cut it out of some gray glitter stock that I had in my stash. I want to say this was probably from a multi-pack from Joann's from ages ago. And then I took all of the letters after they were cut out from the Cricut, and I put them through my Xyron sticker maker just to make life a little easier instead of having to put all of the glue on all of the letters. So that's how I finished off both of these cards the exact same way. So here's what the cutout, the font I kind of used, and then the Xyron sticker maker. And then I will show you what the 2 cards look like. And I really like that you could do this for anything, any occasion, decorate it how you want. You could put paper cutout pieces inside, like if you wanted to do, I don't know, spiders or skulls or different things for the Halloween or any theme. Use your imagination. So everyone check out on Halloween because all of us will be posting in the Till Death Do Us craft series. So as always, I hope that you have a great day.